All right, welcome back. Ginny Maurer is back with us answering our questions. Now, you wanted to say one more thing about cruises because the CDC made a change today?
They did. Well, it's not a definite change, but the CDC has announced that it is looking very positive for cruising to begin again out of the United States and our U.S. ports as early as mid-July. So by shortly after the 4th, we can be sailing here in the U.S. again with different protocols than what you're used to, but it is a possibility now.
Right, because at this moment, all the cruises are at foreign ports, right, to get onto the boats. This person is asking, on a cruise, are you going to have to schedule a time to do different activities because of COVID?
Well, right now the cruises are actually still working out final protocols and everything. So there is not really a definite answer to that at this point. And it will depend too on each cruise line.
Gotcha. Okay. This next question is, if an airline makes changes to my flight and I can't make the flight according to those changes, can I get a refund?
Well, again, it depends on how it is booked. There are different types of tickets. If it's a refundable ticket, if it's not, the airlines are really working with you exceptionally well right now, and all have waived change fees. So while you may not be able to get a refund, you can certainly make a change to it without losing your money.
Okay. This next question is, can you travel to Aruba if you're vaccinated, and does it require a quarantine?
Okay, so as of right now, to go to Aruba, the vaccine is not acknowledged at this point. Now, things are changing very rapidly, but at this point, the vaccine is not acknowledged. You can go to Aruba with a negative COVID test. As long as you have that negative COVID test, you do not have to quarantine.
Okay, let's talk about the pros of using a travel expert to help you make these kinds of plans and also to know what's going on. And first and foremost, I would think that you're pretty much on top of those protocols, which is not what everybody else will know.
That is exactly right. So this is, what your travel advisor does all day, every day, is working with these protocols. And so not only are we engrossed in that and knowing it and helping you each and every step of the way so that you do not have to stay on top of it, because they're changing literally minute by minute and several times a day right now. So we are going to help you get each of those things planned, but also what not everyone knows is that many travel advisors, including myself, do not charge a fee. So we are right there to support you from the moment we plan it, figuring out what your comfort level is, where do you want to go, and how are we going to get there to the moment you get back, so that as things change, we're on top of it, helping you. You're not calling some 800 number or dealing with someone online.
All right, and the last part of that graphic says ensures that you're not wasting your money. I know a lot of times we think we want to do a certain excursion, but that's probably not the excursion because we don't know that that's not a good one.
That is exactly right. So, that's the other thing. As a travel advisor, we are working with trusted suppliers. I always tell everyone that when you click yes or submit online to buy something, you don't really know what you're getting. Or when you're going into these ports and when you're going into different locations, as an advisor, we know that what we're offering you is trusted, it's valued, and honestly, a lot of people think that you're going to save money booking online. That is not the case. We are here to negotiate rates for you, and we are working on your behalf, not someone else's.
All right, this person is asking, do you have to test upon arrival at certain destinations?
None that I know of. Now, again, depending on where you're going, each one is different. Like I said, I can't think of any off the top of my head. Now, you will have to test no matter where you're coming from. If you're coming back into the United States, you do have to have a negative test to re-enter the U.S.
All right, I don't know if we know this at this point, but someone's asking about Princess Cruises and if they're going to require vaccinations.
You know what? I really don't know at this point because right now they just have not set all their protocols. But again, everything is fluid. And I think what people have to realize is that while vaccinations may be required right now, it is the hope of the cruise lines not to be a permanent thing. what they're doing is they want to be able to ensure all of the safety for, the clients that are coming on board, their guests, and we want to make sure that the CDC is comfortable with allowing people to get on board again. So we're really at this point just trying to mitigate the risks.
All right, let's talk about travel insurance, because I think it's always one of those things where you go, do I check the box? Do I pay the extra $50 for travel insurance? When should I be getting travel insurance?
So right now, everyone should be getting travel insurance. I always recommend travel insurance anyways, because what people don't realize is that most of the time when you go out of the United States, your US health insurance does not cover you. So it's not just health either. It's things that, let's say there's an emergency, then you need to cancel. If you've paid quite a bit of money for your trip, it's worth insuring it to make sure that you're not losing your money. There are also several countries right now that are requiring you to have that insurance to enter their countries. They want to make sure that you're covered in case something happens while you're there.
All right, this person is asking, do children under 12 need a passport?
Yes, they do. Yes, everyone from birth, if you're going outside of the United States, you do have to have a passport.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and let's talk about booking now and not waiting. I know I just recently booked a trip and I was surprised at how few seats were available.
That is exactly right. So everyone has this pent-up demand. We've all been home and traveling, within the United States for almost a year, well, over a year now. So everyone is wanting to go. In laws of nature, supply is up. And demand is up, supply is very low, because most of these resorts, the cruise lines, they're going to be operating at limited capacity. So while, all this is happening, people are wanting to go, they're wanting to go now, supply is there, pricing is actually going to go up. I have worked with several families that have wanted to go and it's just not available. What we are recommending is that to book way far in advance. Book now if you can, but if you've got that dream vacation, really look even into 2022, 2023. We look at what are you comfortable with? Do we get refundable deposits? I always like to call it my exit plan, an exit strategy. How can we get out of that in case things do change for you? But what you want to do is book now so that you can get the prime pricing and you can also get the best vacation for your money.
That's right. And you want to also make sure that you can, like you said, have that exit strategy. Make sure you get those refundable things. All right. Thank you so much, Ginny. We so appreciate your time and your expertise. If you missed any of this, what you can do is look in the Two Wants to Know section.